Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 9 March 2023, Thursday night, 9 o'clock. Time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel. And we got a big one. Before we get into the meat of it, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. First up, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I'm going to post them on the screen for you in just a moment. I will also print them in the description underneath this video. Also in the description, right above the terms at the very top, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos on the channel. The first is to my primer for buyers video. That is a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale, kind of how we do things and why. So if you are new to this weekly cutlery sale event, give that video a watch. It'll make your purchase experience go much more smoothly and make more sense. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. If you're interested in moving along some of your collection using this weekly sale, that video explains how it all works from the Consignors perspective. And the third link, as always, is to my Rates and Services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So in that all-important description at the top, you'll see those 3 video links, then the terms of the sale, and then at the very bottom, you're going to see the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps on the left side, pricing on the right. In that pricing column, you'll generally see 2 numbers. The one on the left of the slash is the price of your knife as shown in the video. The price on the right as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. And there will be next day sharpening available for the first 4 knives purchased to be sharpened tonight. So those first 4 will ship along with all the as shown inventory. And then if you fall outside that first 4, expect your sharpened knife to ship, gosh, only in about 3 weeks, I guess. So not too long of a wait if you buy one to be sharpened. If you see the word sold in lieu of pricing in that far right column, that knife has been bought and paid for by its new owner. No reason to send an I'll take it or an inquiry for that, because it's already a done deal. With that, I'm going to put the terms up on the screen for you, and then we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we got 4 leftovers from last week. The first from Giant Mouse. And let's see, what does it say on the box? Ace Grand Orange G10. I think this is a pretty cool knife. Of course, Giant Mouse is the brainchild brand of Jesper Vaxness and Jens Anso. So we got kind of a harpoon clip affair here. Elmax blade, beautifully stonewashed. Orange G10 scales. Nested stainless steel locking leaf. A robust deep carry wire clip that'll be ambidextrous. Tip up. We got a ball bearing pivot and an opening hole. There is the lockup on your liner lock. It's robust. It is free of any play. Blade centering is going to be very close to perfect, if not perfect. Action on the ball bearings is just super. We'll call this like new in the box. These are available at your favorite internet knife purveyor for $195, I believe. We started this last week at $170. Dropped it to $150 for the weekend. Guess what, guys? It's still here. Somebody gets it for $135, like it is, $165 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Giant Mouse Ace Grand. Next up, from Lionsteel by way of collectorknives.net, Sulphur, Oklahoma, Mike Latham. We got a split grain leather slip with the Collector Knives logo. Inside we have this delicious Lionsteel Collector Knives clip shuffler. Gorgeous olive wood covers, titanium bolsters and liners, clip point blade in M390, long pull cuts wedge in the long pull on both sides. Closed length is 3 3/4. Pull is about a 7. Walk and talk are dialed in. The centering is perfect. Condition, we'll call near mint in box. These are out of stock. When they were available, I think they were about $130. We tried this one last week at $110. Got no takers, so we dropped it to $99 for the weekend. Still here, so this week somebody gets it for $90. That'd be the cheapest one of these we've ever sold, guys. $115 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge, and next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 4. Next up, from OKnife, we have a model 2003B Mini Buster with the antique bronze titanium handle, black stonewash blade, and 20 CV. Snex design. I think the handle treatment is really cool. So there's like a bronze ano on that titanium, and then some kind of a black coating. I don't know if it's a PVD or what. And then they tumble the whole thing to reveal the bronze at every corner. Then you got some bronze anodized titanium hardware, milled titanium clip. It is a steel inserted titanium frame lock with the back of the insert screw perfectly finished, as we likes to do. Oop. It is a ball bearing flipper. Flips way better than I just did. Kind of a tumbled DLC blade, sheep's foot. M390, I'm sorry, 20 CV blade, 3.5 inches in length, 4.5 inches a handle. Kind of a 4 o'clock lockup on the frame lock. There's your engagement. It's rock solid. Ball bearings are very smooth. Centering is dead. Condition on this, we'll say, is near mint to like new in box. These are available in stock new for $289. We ran this last week for $225. Dropped it to $200 for the weekend. Let's do $180 on the Mini Buster. $210 with my edge. That is a buy, guys. Next up, a knife I had never seen until I put the sale together last week. Interesting branding. So the manufacturer's brand is Steel Addiction, I guess. Jared Oeser has a hand in the design. Lee Williams designs the flipper technology. Okay, and the knife is called the Kickstop, and that is named after the Lee Williams flipper. So we got a modern folder in black canvas micarta. Got a black shield, and I'm not sure what material that is. It could be G10, but I don't know for sure. Nicely hafted into the canvas micarta. Milled titanium pocket clip that'll be right hand tip up. You have a nested locking leaf in titanium, but then it has a steel insert as evidenced by that screw. So it is a flipper. It is on ball bearings, but looky here. There's no protruding flipper when the knife is open because, let's see, The flipper is in the spine. And as I close the blade, you'll see the flipper start to emerge. But it just folds flat in the spine. Very cool. Because I don't like that getting in my way. The blade is M390, 3 7/16 inches in length. Kind of a tumbled DLC. There's your lock engagement if you can see it. It's rock solid. Beautiful. Centering's perfect. Nice and light. Very cool. 4 9/16 inches closed length. It's basically like new in the box. Web price of these brand new, $385. We offered this one last week at $325. It didn't sell. We dropped it to $295 for the weekend. Still here. Let's do $275 on the Steel Addiction Oeser Williams Kickstop. $305 if you'd like my edge on it. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 4. All right, moving on to the fresh stuff. We're going to start with a couple Benchmades. Here's the first one. This is the 9101 SBK Auto Stryker. You have a black hard anodized aluminum handle with a 4-way positionable parkerized Emerson style clip. Beautifully fluted handle. Button lock automatic with spine mounted safety. Comes out with authority. It does have the Monolock adjustable blade travel stop. Tonto blade, 154 cm. Let's see, I think that's a Cerakote blade. Combo edge Tonto. 3 5/8 blade length, 4 13/16 of handle. The lockup is dead rock solid. The centering is dead perfect. The action is snappy. We'll call this near mint to like new in box. These are currently available new at your favorite knife retailer for $248, minimum advertised pricing from Benchmade. This one can be yours $195 like it is. $225 with an TheApostleP edge. That's the Benchmade 9101 SBK Auto Stryker. Next up, second one of these we've had in recent past. Another black box Benchmade. This is the 4170 BK Auto Fact. A very handsome, slim auto. So, we've got blackened stainless steel liners, some kind of smoky anodized standoffs, a black coated deep carry pocket clip that'll be left hand or right, kind of a dark gunmetal hard ano set of aluminum bolsters and end caps, then a carbon fiber insert, satin finished on both sides. You've got spine mounted safety, auto axis mechanism. Blade steel is S90V. Is that right? Yes, it is. DLC coated. Big swedged spear. Nice and skinny. 3 7/8 blade. 4 13/16 inch handle. Lockup is axis lock solid. Might be a little side play I could adjust out. In fact, why don't we just do that? There. Very sweet and menacing letter opener. And long EDC knife. So let's see. These are currently out of stock. When they were available, they were salty, guys. These were $387 web retail. We're going to price this one at $295 like it is. $325 with an TheApostleP edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 4. That's the Benchmade 4170 BK Auto Fact. Next up, it is time for a little cold steel. And the knife we're looking at is the Frenzy 2. The Frenzy 2. Beautifully milled blue and black G10 scales. Ambidextrous tip-up pocket clip with lanyard running down the middle. Mid-lock triad lock. You have an S35 VN blade. Saber ground with a gorgeous fuller, bidirectional satin. 5 9/16 inches of overall length. You have sort of a mid-lock triad lock. Lockup is dead rock solid. Action is free. Centering is pretty close to dead, if not perfect. Action is just fine. I'm going to call this near mint to like new in the box. These are available new currently as of the shooting of this sale for 140 bucks. This one can be yours 110 like it is, 140 with an Apostle P edge. That is all in and shipped, priority mail. That's the Cold Steel Frenzy 2. Next up, we have one from the sister brand of Olight. Guess what it is? OKnife. Pouch only, no outer box for this one. This is the OKnife Zilla, short for Godzilla, I guess. You've got some sort of forest green G10 handle scales. Ambidextrous deep carry tip-up pocket clip. A little bit of a scuff. I don't know if you can see that right there on the bend. Ball bearing flipper. 154 cm blade. 3.5 inches of blade, 4 7/8 handle. Stainless steel liner lock. Ball bearing flipper. Lock up, dead rock solid. Got a couple of scratches in the blade. Not sure how those happen. Some little marring in the front of the G10, but no biggie. Action is sweet. Lockup is solid. Centering's perfect. We'll say near mint in pouch, no outer box. Light scratching. I think these are like $70, $73. Web new. You can have this one for $50 shipped priority mail. $75 with my edge. That's the OKnife Zilla. Next up, from SOG, this is a cool little package, guys. This is the SOG Altair FX. So it's the fixed blade Altair. You get an FRN sheath with a very interesting attachment system. You've got a triangular applique on the sheath. Then you've got this J-clip and then 2 screws that control the angle of the clip. Very cool stuff. Then I guess you could lash it on on molly webbing. Nice little ramp to extricate the blade. Then you got this beauty. I think that's like an 83 thousandths thick chunk of cryo heat treated 154 cm with titanium nitride coating. Could make a pretty sweet little hunting knife. You got jimping back here. You got jimping up here. Very slim profile. 3.5 inch blade, 4 inch handle. Nice ergos. Slim package. Condition on this I'll call near mint, no box. It looks like it's been touched up or stropped. These sell brand new for $150 at your favorite web knife store. We're going to do this one at $110 like it is, $135 with an Apostle P edge. The SOG Altair FX. Next up, time to go to Solingen, Deutschland. Made in Germany. Puma knife makers to the world. Here is a Puma fixed blade model I have never seen one of. It's the Waldwerk in a beautiful leather sheath. You've got a retention strap for the handle or cord. This sort of slips through the leather. You've got a leg tie down. Low carry belt loop. Look at that, guys. Look at that. So the Waldwerk is a very ergonomically designed hunting or actually game processing knife. They want you to know that it has been Rockwell tested, and there's the impression. So you've got thin, like 90 thousandths, thicker at the tang, but where the blade is about 90 thousandths of thickness on that blade, and the steel on this is 14C28N. Blade length is 4 1/8. The handle is 5 3/8. Of course, gorgeous Puma stag. Nice ergos. Definitely made for processing game. Very near mint in box. I'm going to say storage wear only. And the satin finish on the nickel silver bolsters. That's about it. And that's not much. Very, very nice piece. I actually found these in stock at one European knife website. $347 US plus shipping. This one can be yours, $275, like it is, and $300 if you want my edge on it. That is the Puma Waldwerk, or something like that. Excuse my Indiana accent and my German. Next up, we got one from the Benchmade Knife Company in a black box. It is the model 112 SBK-BLK H2O fixed blade. It is a dive knife. Comes in a pretty sweet molded sheath that looks completely MOLLE capable. And I think there's some kind of goofy neoprene harness system here, so you guys figure that one out. I don't know how that works, but I'm sure it all works with that sheath. Probably goes with your scuba gear. Check this little trigger. Okay, you can't get the knife out of the sheath until you push that down, and then it comes off. So you got basically a fixed blade triage here. Same steel, Bowler N680. Got a big rescue hook. Got a blunt end. Not good to cut yourself when you're in salt water with sharks circling. Then you got a combo edge blade in Bowler N680. 3.5 inch blade, 4.5 inch handle, and it's craton. So it's going to be grippy, grippy, grippy. Lanyard loop at the back. Coating is, I don't know. Could be Cerakote. Condition, we'll say very near mint in box. Price of these brand new at your favorite web retailer will be $153. We're going to do this one at $110 like it is, $130 with my edge. Next day sharpening available. That's the Benchmade 112 SBK-BLK H2O fixed blade. Next up, speaking of Benchmade fixed blades, we got another one, and it's another black class. It is the 141 SBKSN Nimravus. Oh, guys. Is this thing MOLLE compatible? Come on. No, come on. Yes. You've got a coyote tan ballistic nylon sheath Looks like it can be carried a variety of ways. It is a plastic inserted nylon sheath. Nice heavy duty snap. Leg tie down. And look at this beauty, would ya? Oh yeah. It's a Nimravus Tanto BK1 coated 154 cm, 4.5 inches of blade, combo edge, sand colored, hard anodized aluminum scales. Gorgeous ergos on these. Handle length is 4 15/16. It is like new in the box. What a mean looking knife that is. Just beautiful. These are available brand new in stock at your favorite knife retailer for $225. This one can be yours. $160 like it is. $190 if you like my edge on it. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 4. The Benchmade 141 SBKSN Nimravus. Next up, from LT Wright, we got a beauty. First of all, this is a beautifully crafted leather sheath, fold over bushcraft style with a fire steel loop and a D-ring and a removable dangle, or you can go belt through the main loop. Inside we got this beauty, and it is a beauty. It is the LT Wright Outback in 3V. Beautiful stamped maker's mark. Beautiful coarse satin finish. 1/8 inch stock. 4 1/4 inch blade. 4 3/4 handle. OD green canvas micarta. Super Kep-Hardy ergos. Very, very nice. I'm going to call this near mint to like new, no box. CPM 3V is your blade steel, if I forgot to mention it. They're out of stock at all retailers. When they were available, this configuration of the Outback would have been $225 web retail. I'm sorry, $260 web retail. This one can be yours. Totally not hurt. $210 like it is, $235 with my edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 4. That's the LT Wright Outback in 3V. Next up, got a Barky without a box here, boys. And what a beauty this is. This is the Bark River Gunny in 3V. Sporting the waterproof treated leather sheath. My favorite Gunny sheath, by the way. Inside we got gorgeousness. Let me wipe off some of that waterproofing. How often do you see a ramped Gunny? Not very often, I don't think. So you've got OD green canvas micarta scales, red liners, mosaic pins, and a gorgeous ramped Gunny blade, very high saber. Almost Gunny sidekick high. Anyhow, you got like just under 4 inches of blade, just over 4 inches of handle. It is the Mike Stewart modified Bob Loveless handle, beautifully executed. We'll call this near mint, no box. Don't think it's been sharpened since it left the factory. I couldn't find one like it for a price reference. It would have been almost $300 web new. We'll do this one at $240 like it is. $265 if you'd like it with my edge on it. That is the Bark River Gunny in 3V. Next up, we have a model I have never seen one of. Whoops. It's going to come in a nondescript mailing box with some bubble wrap. Why? Because it's a Stryker, that's why. This is the Stryker AR .75 or the .75 AR. I've seen it both ways. It looks like we got a little bronze ano on some titanium and then a tumble. Sort of SNG-like, but not really. We have some of the same characteristics, like the pivot, the opening hole and stop lug system, but the stop lug's a little more elegant looking than an SNG. Pretty plain old Stryker clip there. Then you've got this blade, which on this knife is S90V. 3 1/4 inches long, little hologram spear point with a swedge. A nice DLC or PVD coating, can't really tell which. Uninserted titanium frame lock. They will never, ever bend, will they? Nice engagement, rock solid lockup. Seems like sometimes I get a little stick, sometimes not. Not doing it now. Nice smooth action on those big phosphor bronze washers. Nice blade centering. If anything, it favors the lock side just a hair. So you have a 3 1/4 blade, 4 13/16 handle. I'll call it near mint to like new in box. Now the S90V run of these is all gone. There's S45VN in stock right now, not as good. If you want one of those, you're going to pay $5.95 for it. If you want one of these in very near new condition, you can have this one for $540 like it is, $570 with an ApostleP edge, and next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 4. The Stryker AR .75 in S90V. Next up, the first of several Microtechs tonight. Here you go. The knife inside is the model 157-10 Exocet Stonewash Standard. It's the California legal money clip OTF. Because the clip is a money clip. Pretty cool. Nice milling pattern. Button effort, medium firm. So here's the blade, guys. You got 1 15/16 inches, under 2 inches of CTS 204P. Nice stonewash. Little satin flat. Perforated fuller down the middle. Let's see. Born 9 of 2019, serial number 1551. I'll call the button medium firm, 100% reliable. I'll call it like new in box. Now, I think there's some of these left in stock new. Probably not in 204P like this one is, because it's from 2019. The new ones are $277. Web retail, we're going to do this one at $195. No need to sharpen. That's the Microtech Exocet DE double-edged OTF. Next up, the most special Microtech in tonight's sale. Here's the box. This is going to come in the new style box. It is the Combat Troodon Tanto Edge Apocalyptic Finish Standard. Look at this beaut. It's big. It's big. 5 5/16 inches of handle. The clip nut has a carbide glass breaker. The apocalyptic finish is kind of a bronze ano and then a tumble, as you see on the clip and the blade. Actually, I don't know if there's any bronze in this one. More just an acid stonewash, I guess. CTS 204P blade, perforated fuller, 3 13/16 inches of blade. Firm button, That is a man's button. 100% reliable. Born August of 2020. Serial number is 29523. We'll call it near mint in box. And the blade steel is 204p. These are out of stock. When they were last available, this knife would have had a web retail price of $534. Can't buy a new one though, but you can buy this one. $450 like it is. $485 with my edge. That's the Microtech Combat Troodon Tonto Edge. Next up, another Microtech. Another one in the newer box. The knife inside is the 135-10 LUDT. Lightweight underwater demolition team. A spectacularly classic Microtech. Side folding button lock automatic, hard anodized black aluminum handle. Right hand tip up clip. It rockets open. It's got a beautifully stonewashed M390 blade. Born March of 21. Serial number 22112. I gotta turn the page. I'm just rambling without a net here. Gotta read my copy. 3 3/8 inches of blade, 4 9/16 inches of handle. Lockup is rock solid. The action is stunning. The blade centering is very close, but I think it favors the right ever so slightly. Near mint in box, I found some little hairline scratches in the clip. More scuffs than scratches. The LUDT is, as always, about 1 hour after they're dropped, out of stock. Last web price for these knives, brand new, was $262. Can't buy a new one. You can buy this one. $220, shipped, priority mail. $250 with my edge. Next day sharpening available. That's the Microtech LUDT. Next up, and the last Microtech tonight, it comes in a Benchmade box because we don't have the original box. It's not a 940-1 Osborne. It is, however, a Microtech Troodon double-edged. So this is the smaller, not the combat, the normal Troodon. So 4 3/16 handle, 3-inch blade, satin finish, double-edged, 204p steel. That's a gorgeous blade. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Born July of 2020, serial number 5987. Button effort. Still firm, I'm going to say. 100% reliable. Condition, very near mint. Maybe even like new. Out of stock everywhere, guys. And when they were available, web price brand new was $413. We're going to do this one at $350. No need to sharpen. The Microtech Troodon DE for double-edged. Next up, look out. We got an old-style Benchmade slider box. Inside it resides the 761 Monolock M390 with bearings. And my consignor refreshed me on years past when I originally sharpened this knife when it was brand new and an early model. This was the very subject of my review of this model. It had some quirks I don't love, especially, you know, it was priced almost in Sebenza territory, but they didn't run very long and they've been discontinued. Now they've developed a rather loyal following. So it's a titanium frame lock, nicely bead blasted. There's a milled titanium tip down right hand pocket clip, a little bit of scuffing in the front of the handle and the pocket clip. ball bearing pivot. That goes a lot better than that. There we go. Thumb stud deployment. We have a non-inserted titanium lock bar. A little bit of almost like Sebenza stick. Just lets you know it's there. I kind of like that. This does have my edge on it from many years ago. It was hardly ever used. I did a quick apex touch up on it and a stropping, and it is super sharp. Just before I shot the video. You've got 3 5/8 inches of blade, 4 7/8 inches of handle. Lockup is perfect. It does have the Monolock adjustable stop pin. The faceted pin, each facet at a different distance from center. So you can get it to lock up right where you want it. This one is perfect. The action is beautiful. The centering is beautiful. So we're going to call this excellent to near mint. Has an TheApostleP edge. Discontinued, not a stock. Now these are running and sold listings on eBay between $260 and $450. This is a pretty, mechanically this is about as good as it gets. Very little carry wear, zero edge wear on my edge. We're going to do this for $300. No need to sharpen. The Benchmade 761 Monolock TAP for the TheApostleP edge. Next up, another Benchmade. This is the 318-2 proper. This would be the clip point version in carbon fiber with brass liners. Long pull only on one side. S90V blade. 2 3/4 blade, 3 13/16 handle. It's sort of a half stop slip joint. The walk and talk is proper, which is to say not great. Centering is beautiful. Condition is near mint to like new in box. These are available brand new at your favorite web retailer for a MAP price of $160. This one can be yours for $100 like it is. $125 with my edge. That's the Benchmade 318-2 proper CF S90V. Next up, another from Benchmade. This is one I don't think I've ever had in my hand. It's the model 85 titanium Balisong. Comes in a nice little elastic sheath, and then it's got slots for a variety of carry positions and a Velcro strap. So I guess you could ankle carry that very discreetly and securely. Inside you've got titanium handles, beautifully milled. A super nice latch that is spring loaded to keep it from flopping in your way. Side play is very minimal. I mean, very minimal. It's almost all flex. You have ball bearing pivots, and then you got this gorgeous thing. Kind of an acid stonewash blade, an S30V 4.5 inches of swedged spear point, a very subtle recurve at the back. Handle length is 5.5. Near mint to like new in box. These are out of stock. When they were available, they were $675 MAP pricing. This can be yours for $625 like it is. $650 if you'd like it with my edge on it. That's the Benchmade 85 titanium Balisong. Next up, you like that one, but man, that's a lot of money. Well, here's the box, and it's not a Spyderco. It's a Kershaw, and it is the Kershaw Lucha butterfly knife. These handles, not titanium, but bead blasted stainless steel. A nice latch, no spring to keep it hanging out vertically, but still very nice. Ball bearing pivots, and there is nothing but flex, zero play in the ball bearings. You got a stunning clip point blade with a gorgeous swedge. 14C 28N is your blade steel. 4 11/16 is the blade length. 5 9/16 handles. It is near meant to like new in box, or wrong box in wrong box. These started out in the high 100s web price. I see Knife Center has them on clearance for $133. This one though, shipped priority mail, $90, and then $120 if you like it with my edge. That's the Kershaw Lucha butterfly knife. Next up, man, if this had left-hand clip holes, you guys would never see it. It's from Spyderco, and the knife inside, it says Paramilitary 2 BLK, so this would have been a murdered S45 current production Paramilitary 2, but it's not exactly that, because it is wearing black hard anodized titanium scales and a black hard anodized milled titanium clip that looks very Spidey like. How cool is that? But it's going to be right hand tip up only. No original scales or clip are in the box. Action is beautiful. There's your DLC blade and S45. Free dropper. Zero blade play. And centering is about perfect. It might barely favor the left. Hard to tell. Depends on how I hold it. Condition, I'm going to say, is near mint in box, or kind of like new as modded. Now these knives, the plain G10 all black Paramilitary 2 and S45 is now $199 map pricing. Okay, that would be with the spring clip G10 scales. This all titanium version can be yours for $200. $230 if you'd like it with my edge on it. That is the Spyderco Pair 2 Altair murdered. Next up, this is the Rob's pick of tonight's sale, and I'm going to tell you why. First, it's a Spyderco. Second, it is a Gale Bradley number 2. And third, it's maybe the nicest example of a Bradley 2 I've ever seen. So here's what you got. The coarse carbon fiber over G10 laminate scales. Polished stainless steel liners, which are proud of the scales. It's so new the clip's never been moved. It's got that PVD coated clip with the laser etched bug. The blade is beautifully finished CPM M4. It's just got the best looking satin I've ever seen on one of these. The edge grind is very acute. 3 5/8 inches of M4, 4 13/16 inches of handle. There's your lock engagement, which is perfect. There's zero blade play. Blade is nearly a free dropper. Action is beautiful and snicky. The blade centering is perfect. It's an exquisite example, maybe the nicest one I've ever seen. Pretty much like new in box. There might be a little rub in the polish of that liner that would take about 30 seconds to fix. They're discontinued, they're out of stock. Used prices, sold listings in eBay, running between $172 and $230. This one can be yours for $170 like it is, $200 with my edge. Spyderco Gale Bradley 2, the Rob's pick for tonight. Next up, another Spyderco that I reviewed for Knife Ship Free, and it's a neat knife, guys. It is the Stretch 2 XL FRN. So what you got here is black volcano grip FRN with a little bit of pocket lint embedded. Black clip, midlock, backlock with the boy dent. VG10 blade in the Spidey clip shape. Kind of like the Stretch 2 Hunter in white. Remember that? Except this is longer, a 3 15/16 inches blade, 5-inch handle. But here's the deal, guys. I think these weigh under 3 ounces. No liners in the FRN, but 0 blade play, a nice free blade, dead centering, an almost 4-inch blade with a forward finger choil, jimp top and bottom, weighs nothing. What a great large EDC. We'll call it near mint in box. They're available new for $112 MAP pricing. This one can be yours, $85 like it is, $110 with my edge. That is the Spyderco Stretch 2 XL. Next up, time to go to Titusville. From the Ti cutlery line from Great Eastern, we have a number 81 Coon Skinner, model 818222, in red onion micarta. Gonna come with the Coon Skinner button, and you get a pocket knife too. There you go. Serpentine Stockman, nickel silver bolsters. The Serpentine hot dog shield. Now, full disclosure, I don't know if the camera's picking this up, but the shield and the pocket aren't perfectly mated. Just saying. The covers on these are called red onion micarta. It looks like a paper micarta product. I see dark red. Do I see black, or is that dark green? Hard to tell. It'll make you look at it for hours. It is an opposite end, equal end serpentine jack. So you have a pair of muskrat clip blades on cam tangs. With really nice walk and talk, by the way. And 0 rub. Pull weight about 5.5. 3 15/16 closed length. I'm going to say the walk and talk and centering are perfection. Man, look how skinny those blades are. Super cool. Great little slicer. It's near mint in tube. They're out of stock. Sold listings on eBay run between $162 and $185. We'll do this one at $140 like it is. $170. I sharpen both blades. The GEC Ti number 81 Coon Skinner. Next up, it's a fixed blade from Spyderco. And the knife inside is the Perrin Street Bowie. The Street Bowie. When you send your I'll take it, make sure you use the word Bowie. You'll know why in a minute. So here's the knife. Comes in a really well made molded polymer sheath with the J clip. Classic Spyderco. Great retention, great thumb break. There's your blade, black coated VG10 with a Spidey hole, Fred Perrin design. 5 inches of VG10, 4 7/16 inches of handle. That's an injection molded over the tang FRN handle with craton inserts. Little Coke bottle thing going on. Great finger choil, great jimping. So near mint to like new in box. They're currently available for Spyderco retail map pricing of $121. This one could be yours. All in, shipped. Priority mail, 95 bucks. $125 if you like my edge on it. That's the Spyderco Perrin Street Bowie. Next up, it's another large Spyderco box, and the knife inside says it's the Spyderco Street Beat Black. The Street Beat is the little brother of the Street Bowie. Same kind of construction on the injected molded polymer sheath and clip. Same great retention. Great retention. And basically the same configuration, just a smaller knife. Black coated VG10, 3.5 inches in length, 3 11/16 handle, FRN over molded. Really nice in the hand for a little EDC fixed blade. Really nice. And a great sheath. Completely squared away package from Spyderco. These are available brand new for map pricing of $121. We're going to do this one for $90. Near mint to like new in box. $115 if you'd like my edge on it. The Spyderco Perrin Street Beat. Next up, it's Barky time, boys. It's a little Barky box because it's a little knife. It's the Mini Bushcrafter N3V. Comes in the pancake style sheath. You can carry it on your belt. You can throw it in a pocket. It doesn't care. Inside that sheath, you have this little cutie. Kind of a Scandi Vex affair. 2 13/16 inches of blade. Beautiful natural canvas micarta handle. Aluminum tubular pins in this one. It's kind of a 3-finger knife. The pinky wants to hang out behind the horn. Nice pinch grip. You got 2 13/16 inches of blade, 3 1/4 handle, just 80 thousandths thick stock. We'll call this near mint in box. It was $179 brand new at a web retailer. They are out of stock. You can buy this one though for $110 like it is, $130 with my edge. The Bark River Mini Bushcrafter 3V. Next up, man, look at the size of this box, guys. Are you kidding me? Yep, it's a Condor. One of the most famous Condors ever. Comes in this beautifully made leather sheath. Really beautifully made when you consider the price point of the knife. The sheath made in El Salvador. It is the Hudson Bay. Look at that, guys. You got the rustic hammered finish. 1075 steel. Not the highest carbon, not the hardest in the world, but it will whack and whack and whack and never chip out. 8.5 inches of clip point blade. Kind of a Scandi Vex with a micro bevel. And also there's a main taper in that blade face. Interesting geometry and finishing. The handle is 4 7/8. It looks like maple to me, but who knows? It ain't fancy, but oh man, does it work. So near mint to like new in box with the sheath. Price of these on the interwebs will be about $73, but then you're gonna have to pay tax and shipping. This one can be yours for $60 all in, shipped priority mail, and the box is like 2 feet long, guys. It's gonna be 15 or 20 bucks to ship this knife, but you get it for $60 shipped. 95 if you'd like my edge on it. That is the Condor Hudson Bay. That brings us to the last knife in the sale tonight. One out of my collection. I don't know why I'm selling it. I just felt like selling one tonight. So it's from Great Eastern Cutlery's Titty line. 2017 model. That means it's going to have the TIW tang stamp, model 130217. It's the office knife in smooth ivory bone. Not only smooth ivory bone, but look at that. Now, I'm sure this is not hand-done scrimshaw, but it is definitely engraved into the knife, electronically or otherwise. So you got 3 11/16 of closed length. The blade set is a Wharncliffe main. About a 6.5 pull, perfect walk and talk. Secondary blade is a pen. Beautiful. Has my edge on both blades. It is near mint in tube. You can't find one for sale. You can't find a sold listing. They are unobtainium. At least in this cover, which is the coolest one. Your price, $285, like it is. No need to sharpen. That's in your inventory as GEC Titty number 13 office knife, TAP, because it has an Apostle P edge. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of another weekly knife sale on the Apostle P channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now have at her, boys.